You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are these things that makes it official. Welcome to nearly 17 years and 2,600 episodes of the Chris Voss Show, a top 100 show you can find, especially in business management. We're kicking ass, taking names all over the world when it comes to ratings. So be sure to refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, YouTube.com/Chris Voss, Facebook.com/Chris Voss, and all the crazy places we are in the interwebs, in the sky. Today, an amazing young lady on the show. We're going to be talking about her debut book that came out October 14th, 2025, called Amazing Graceland, An Extraordinary Horse Ranch by Marion M. Puzio. And we're going to get into it with her. We're going to talk to her about her experience, her interests here, and some of the things that she's using to uplift people, et cetera, et cetera. She is a retired New York State teacher who enjoys writing. With over 26 years in the classroom, she's touched many youngsters' lives with words. Whether given or received, words are foundational to life's choices. This is her first children's book. As a woman of faith, she enjoys reading the Bible, and her favorite verse is Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will never depart from it. Welcome to the show, Marion. How are you?
I'm doing great, Chris. How are you doing today?
I am doing excellent. It's great to have you. Give us any .coms or social media websites, anything you want people to look you up on the interwebs.
Well, I haven't gotten around to doing that yet because I'm a brand new author and trying to feel my way around this new journey for me. Mm-hmm. And I have an email address, and I think I'm on Instagram too, but I guess that'll come later.
There you go. And when you get the link for the website, that when you have it made, send us an email and we'll add that to the post.
Okay.
And then if you want, do you want to give us your Instagram tag? Do you want people to look you up on Instagram?
Sure, but I don't have it right in front of me.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, just send it to us and we'll add it to the post. So folks, you can find it there. So give us a 30,000 overview. What's in your new book, Amazing Graceland?
Well, I always loved children, and I'm a teacher by trade, like you said, over 26 years of experience. And I was a hairdressing teacher, and I found that I always loved to work with my hands. And I just, I would grab whoever I could to set their hair when I was a child. And as I grew up, I really wanted to become a hairdressing teacher or a hairdresser. And my dad didn't want me to do that, but I pursued it after I got married. And in my adult life, with 2 babies and a husband to care for, I went back to school to become a hairdresser. And then my teacher that I had inspired me to become a hairdressing teacher. But I always liked writing things, even from when I was a kid. I always liked writing things or about things that I liked, things that I disliked. And I always felt, I had a talent for it, but I was never really good at punctuating or putting a period or a question mark. And when I went to college, I had an English teacher who told me, well, you don't have to worry about that because editors do that for you.
Yeah, you just tell the editors do the periods and the commas. Yeah.
And so this book was written quite a few years ago when I was younger, and I had tried to get it published way back when, but nobody wanted it at that time. I know God has timing for everything, and I guess at that time, it was 30 years ago, it wasn't time for this book to be published. But I think now I was sitting down in the living room one day watching the TV, and I saw an advertisement on television for the Trilogy Publishing Company. And if you have manuscripts, send it in. And the Lord said to me, send that manuscript in.
Ah,
And within 5 days, or 6 days, they got back to me and says, we'd like to publish your book.
oh wow.
And I was elated.
There you go. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot of new things along the way, and I never knew the intensity of publishing a book. I went on an adventure with that. And like I said, I'm still trying to get myself together and, uh, feel my way around to have this book become a success, which I really believe it will become a success. I have people who have read the book and given me feedback, and everybody so far loved the books. I don't know if they were being kind to me or they
Yeah.
really loved the book, but even adults told me that they really enjoyed the book and they loved it.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's awesome. And your first book's the hardest. The first book is the hardest
Yeah.
because you're trying to navigate publishing and writing,
Yes.
editing, keeping your voice through editing. It's a daunting task, but the reason that authors are so well respected or respected, I'm not sure if we're well respected, but we're, people kind of, when you become an author, people kind of look at you a little bit different. I don't know if you've seen that yet because you're still
Oh,
pretty
yes,
new
I've
from
seen
the
that.
pen. Yeah, they kind of look at you like, when I wrote my book, people like, oh my God, you're really smart, and you're like, you've known me for 50 years,
Right.
like. You were there the whole time. You know these stories. You live some of these stories with me, and you're just like figuring this out now. But the problem is it's such a hard process. It's hard to sit down and write a book. It's hard to stay, on that daily acumen of trying to write at least an hour a day, trying to
Mhm.
write every day. It's hard to develop characters if you're doing a nonfiction. I think that's harder than writing. Or I'm sorry, it's harder to write characters when you do fiction. I think it's harder to do fiction than it is to do nonfiction. Most
Yeah.
of nonfiction is stories of real life, right?
Yeah.
But making up characters and
Yes.
plot lines and subplots and all the different things that go on, it's hard. And so I think people realize that, because I think a lot of people try to write a book and they don't get very far. And so yeah, you're going through the gauntlet, but the great thing is once you get through the other side of understanding how to make all this work, your next book is going to be a whole lot easier, because you're not going to have to relearn all this crap that you had to deal with, the machinery and the business of being an author.
Yeah.
You can just kind of get back to writing a book again, and then there's the promotion. That's the fun of the business. But so tell us what this is. This is a children's book, if I understand correctly. And
Yeah.
what was the intent behind this? What did you want readers to come away with?
Um, well, um, as I said, I taught in the classroom for 26 years, and I've seen children go through many difficulties in their
Mhm.
life. And I think that I kind of wrote this book a little bit to help them realize that everything has to do with attitude and how you perceive things.
Mhm.
That if you do things with a good attitude and you have a good attitude, things will go a lot smoother for you. And in the book, there are two characters. One's named Star, and
Mhm.
the other Spirit. And a Star is really a rambunctious kind of a person, or not person, but horse,
Mhm.
and thinks he knows everything, but he doesn't. And it's his attitude that's holding him back.
Mhm.
And he challenges Spirit to a race over, around, and through Graceland Ranch. And
Mhm.
it's a different kind of race that they run. And he learns many lessons along the way about, his attitude. And, at first you'll see him, he doesn't care, and he doesn't think about other people's feelings, or, he's ungrateful. And as he's going along through all of the obstacles that they face together, he starts to change his
Mhm.
attitude. And by the end of the book, he realizes that his attitude is has to change for the better if he wants to, get ahead. Like, he had run many races, but he couldn't win because it was his attitude that was holding him back. And that's
Wow.
why they sent him to Graceland Ranch to kind of adjust or help him to adjust his attitude.
Hmm. Attitude's really important in life. Your mindset, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
very
And,
important.
and
You
so,
have
what age group would you say this is targeted to?
All right, so it was put out for children ages 4 to 8, but although kids are really advanced these days, not like years ago when we were 4 and 8,
Oh yeah.
behind the times. But anyway, but I have found that not only youngsters enjoy it, but like I said to you before, I have had a lot of adults come back to me and say, "I absolutely loved your book,"
Hmm.
and I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah. That's nice.
I
And
went
I mean, we enjoy reading kids' books too. I mean, they're fun, and there's something about the innocence of them.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Why did you why did you call it the I know that there's a tall Z, a capitalized Z in the word amazing.
Right.
Amazing Graceland. Is there
Mhm.
a reason for that?
Well, it's AMA capital ZIN, and I don't know if this is. I haven't researched it totally, but the ZIN is wine, and
Oh,
the AMA is refers to in um, some cultures as water. So
oh.
you have water and wine, and what is that? That's
Oh.
the communion or the what
Hmm.
Jesus left us uh, to to take for to help us along the way. And I says, well, water and wine. This is my first miracle of
Ah,
getting
there you
this
go.
book out there to the public, and hopefully it'll bless children around the world. I hope it does go around the world, and
Hmm.
hopefully they'll um, realize that attitude and being positive and loving life, living life. God wants the best for us, uh,
There
and
you
and I think it's for every single person to enjoy their lives.
go. Hmm. There you go. Well, now do you flesh that out in the book about the water to wine sort of thing?
No, but he does some of the obstacles that he goes through as the raging river
Uh-huh.
uh, that's Star has to overcome is the raging river, which has to do with water.
Mm.
And there's a lot of scripture in the book too. Um,
Okay.
I kind of tried to put the scriptures I thought that would go and with the illustrations of what was happening. And the second challenge was the beautiful valley. The beautiful valley was all about how things look so beautiful, but yet they could be dangerous. And
Mm.
you have to beware because things don't always appear as they are. So
Mm.
he learns a lesson from that by getting stuck in the quicksand. And there's quicksand in the Bible. There was a scripture about quicksand in the Bible, which I was surprised, and I used it in the book. And then the third challenge that he faces is the Rocky Mountain. And the Rocky Mountain um, is a big challenge that he starts climbing the mountain, and the spirit calls out to him and says, "Come down from there." And he says, "Oh no, you just want to win the race. That's why you want me to come down from here." And and he says, "No, I don't. I don't want to win the race. I just want you to finish the race safely."
Mm.
And um, he makes fun of Spirit, who's supposed to be his guide. He ridicules him. He's always kicking up dust around the other horses. He's really a character star. He's really a character. Kind of like we were when we were younger. You thought you knew it all, but you don't know nothing.
Mm.
And as they go through each thing, like I said, there is a part where he's always running ahead of Spirit in the race. And there is a part where Spirit is not with him.
Mm.
And he turns around and looks back and doesn't see him there. behind him. He's always like about 12 lengths behind him to guide him. And he goes back to look for Spirit, and Spirit says to him, well, why did you come back to look for me if you were so interested in winning this race? And Star says, well, I don't know. I thought I was worried about you, and that's where you could see the change in his attitude starting to take place.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's, this is a great thing for kids to grow up. These are important lessons for them to learn and everything else. What was it like writing your first book? What was the, experience there, and what sort of process did you use to write?
I would get up at 3:00 in the morning and write. Okay. And I found that if you don't get up at 3:00 in the morning and write while it's there, by the time the morning comes, you'll forget what you were supposed to write. So I would write during the day, but most of the time I would find that it was quiet, at night. And like I said, I wrote the book quite a few years ago. And I had children small children at the time. And I would find that in the about 4:30 was the best time to do that. A.m.
Yeah. So when no one's bothering you, no one's,
quiet, and you really, and it kind of flows through you, it kind of just flows right through you. I can't take the credit. I always say it was the grace of God that helped me write this book. I give him all the glory because I know it's going to help children all over the world, and they're going to enjoy it.
There you go. There you go. So let's see. What else do we want to talk about in the book? Is there any episodes inside of it? Any scenes you want to tease out and what they learned from them?
Well, they're going to learn, like I said, discipline. They're going to learn obedience. And those things are not bad. As a matter of fact, I think we need more of that today. Children are really kind of like confused because I don't know that there's this, parents don't feel like they have to discipline their children or make them obedient, and I think they need that. As much as we hate it, we need it. And I think that children will get to, even though they hate it, they'll get to appreciate it, because as they go through their life, you have to discipline yourself before you can discipline others.
That's true. That's what I always tell people when I discipline them. I'm doing this because I need to discipline myself, but you're more convenient to do this on.
Right. Being in a classroom, if I wasn't disciplined and didn't have my lessons and things ready for those students when they came in for their lessons, they would have ate me up and spit me out if I didn't have that discipline to constantly be on ball about what everybody had to do and what they had to get accomplished for the day.
Most definitely. Some of the other questions I had for you, do you have how many drafts did you go through before arriving at the finished manuscript?
Okay, so I went through quite a few drafts, and I wrote all of it down in a spiral notebook years and years ago. And, as I went along, I changed a few things, but not really a lot. Like I said, it kind of just flowed through me. And now I'm very proud of the work that, it turned out to be. And hopefully, other people will enjoy it. I enjoy it when I read it, and I wrote it.
Yeah. And you went through editing and all that sort of stuff. So,
the Trilogy Publishing Company helped me every step of the way. For a new, author like I am, they really helped me along, to bring me along. I did all the illustrations with a team of illustrators that, I had to tell them what I wanted on each page, and they would have to, I send them pictures of how I wanted this here and that there. And they did an excellent job. And I loved the way the book turned out with all the pictures and the illustrations. It's beautiful. And there's pictures on every page. It's a funny story. I went to um, um, in Chappaqua. I went to a book fair, and I wasn't able to participate in it, but I met other authors,
Hmm.
and I handed out a couple of books. I handed out a book to a couple that I saw. This couple had two little boys, and I handed the book to that couple, and I said to them, "I'm a new author, and I would like to give you my book. I just had it published."
Hmm.
And the father was holding a couple of books for the kids, but when he took the book from me, his son grabbed it out of his hand and he started looking in the book. I says, "Oh, that's a good sign." I guess he was intrigued by the colors and
Oh
and
yeah, the cover.
you know.
Yeah, yeah, the cover makes the book.
Yes, that's
Um,
what they tell me.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So, how when you grew up, what were some of the things that were influencing you and experiences you had that helped shape the book?
Okay, so when I grew up, I can relate myself to Star, because when you grow up, you think you know everything,
Mhm.
and then
And there, the star's a character in the book, correct?
yes, Star's a
Okay,
character in the book,
okay.
and I can relate myself to him because I was like stubborn, and yeah, you think you know everything, but you don't know nothing. You learn. Life is a learning experience,
Oh yeah.
and I had my faith, which I always had my faith, and that helped me along tremendously. And that's another thing I think children are lacking today. So although we seem to be getting back to basics, we
Hmm.
seem to be getting back to faith and basics, faith, family, our God, and I think it's really good that things might turn around and go back. The pendulum swing back the other way, because everybody, like I said, they need that knowing that God loves them, and he's not looking for perfection. He's looking for somebody to just love him back. You know.
Hmm. There you go. Well, it's good to get somebody to love you back. That's the thing I'm still working on. I uh I,
God
I
will love
tell
you
my
back.
I go tell my mom she loves me all the time, and she's
Oh,
like,
mom always
"What
love
was
you.
your name?" So she's like, "Who are you? What do I know you?" Anyway, I'm just teasing. But yeah, I mean, these are important things. So you do identify with some of your characters in the book, some of
Yeah.
that experience of your lifetime. I mean, the book was basically 30 years in the works.
Right.
Some of the experience of your lifetime probably weaves into the books, and it's interesting how we use those to tell the stories. You
Right.
know, sometimes things that happen to us that we're like, no one's ever going to be interested in that can contribute to some of the writing that people do.
Right.
We have we just had the Tom Clancy folks on yesterday. They've written a big series, of course, with Tom Clancy's, and then with their own books, and their military background. They were both in the Navy. Their military background helps give them, help them with the stories and the scenarios and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting how we go through life and we're like, this isn't going to be, you know, this isn't going to do anything, but yet these can be tools we can use in the future.
Yeah. Life throws things at you that you never expect, and
Yeah.
like, if you're not rooted and grounded, when I after I wrote that book in 96, I think it was, or 95 originally.
Wow. Wow.
And after that, I had a terrible thing happen in my life. My first husband passed away,
Oh no.
and I was a widow,
Hmm.
and and at that time when I was trying to get the book published, nobody really wanted it. But
Hmm.
you know what? If I didn't have my faith, you'd be scraping me up off the sidewalk right now.
Oh wow.
A lot of it got me. My faith got me through a lot of dark days, and
Hmm.
I'm so thankful and happy that I'm here now.
Hmm.
And and like I said, without your faith, I just don't know how people um, survive.
There you go. There you go. Well, did it sidetrack you at the time from publishing the book? Being busy with.
Well, no, I still tried to. It was before he died that I tried to get it published. I sent it out to about 4 or 5 publishing companies, but nobody was interested. Like I said, God has a
Yeah.
timing for everything,
Yeah.
and I guess the time is now.
The time
Now,
is now. So
yeah.
now we're here. There you go. Well, I'm glad you finally got it out. Any plans in the future? Any future books, or maybe anything you're cooking up?
Yes, I'm thinking of. I'm having some ideas come in to my head,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm writing a few things down, and I want to see how this book goes, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it. I left a room at the end of the book so that it can continue because Star says to Spirit, oh, how did you jump over that raging river? How did you do that? That was so hard to do. And he says, well, I'm going to teach you that and many, many other things. So I left a little opening there for more lessons and,
Ah,
more, you know, learning about life and I have a few ideas, but I'm knocking around in my head right now.
there you go. Plus, you don't want to give them away, so people are
No.
gonna wait and buy the book, as we like to say on the show, to
Yeah.
find out. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, give us your final pitch out for people who order up the book, wherever fine books are sold, and any .coms or social media you want to share.
It's on Amazon.com and it's on Barnes and Noble
Mm-hmm.
uh, so far. And that's where they can find it. And it's easier probably to find it under my name than the title of the book because um, a lot of times it gets confused with other Amazing Graceland things.
Mm-hmm.
So Marion and Puzio, Puzio, it's easier to just put that in there and it'll pop right up for you.
Mm.
And I
There you
also I think Amazon gave me a link too, which I can put the link on. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been getting calls from people all over to who want to buy the book for their brick and mortar stores, and I said, well, you have to call Trilogy for that.
Yeah.
And I met so many nice people along the way, and of course your people too. They were very good. Anna Jones was very good to me,
Oh
and
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
she's a wonderful person, and she helped
There
me
you
a
go.
lot.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming to the show. We really appreciate it.
All right. And I appreciate everything that you're doing for me and
Thank
getting
you.
my book out there. And thank you for inviting me today. I'm so
Mhm.
happy that we got to do this together. And
Yes.
I could show you a picture. Did you want to
Yeah.
see it? Here's the
Yeah.
book. It's
There's
got,
the book.
it's got
Amazing, amazing Graceland.
amazing, amazing Graceland.
There you go. Well, thank you very much for coming to the show, Marion. We really appreciate it.
And thank you.
Thank you. And thanks to our audience for tuning in. Order up her book wherever fine books are sold. There'll be a link for it on the Chris Voss Show. Amazing Graceland, an extraordinary horse ranch, out October 14th, 2025. Might make a great present to put in some of the stockings. It's November right now. So put in some of the stockings of people. And if you're watching this 5 to 10 years from now, like people do on YouTube, just buy it. And if it's January, buy it for Christmas or buy it for the birthday. Kids probably kids love these sort of books, so definitely buy it. And the more kids can read, the better, and it really expands their mind and their imagination. It's so healthy for them. Social media isn't. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time.